I moved to Kelowna about 8 years ago to pursue a band called Wild Sun. It was a big move. I had never fully been an entrepreneur before, and especially in the art scene, and that was the point in time where I was like, honestly, I'm not working for people anymore, and I'm doing my thing as a creative. The amount of support that I felt as an original band coming up in a small city was overwhelming. It was unbelievable to see so many people coming to our shows, buying our merchandise, supporting us, and truly engaging with our music. I kept moving forward with DJing and hosting different events, and slowly my artistic career took me into a lot of photography and videography, which is what I've been doing full time now through shooting music videos and fashion videos and portrait photography. I just have been fully immersed in this scene and just loving it so much. So I lived in this really cool house with our band Wild Sun about 7 years ago. We decided to have a house concert for all of the local bands that we didn't get to see very often. Since then, it has grown into potentially the biggest community-involved project that I've been a part of. I mean, it's funny thinking back to my teachers in high school just being like, Aaron, you can't just keep throwing parties all the time. You're not going to do that for the rest of your life. And then I fast forward till now, and I'm sitting there like, actually, I think I can do that. It's turned into such a well-embraced event in the Okanagan where people leave with inspiration and collaboration ideas and a buzz in the winter that really carries them through to the spring. And I really couldn't have done it without all of the support from the community here in Kelowna. What I think keeps bringing me back to Kelowna is the people and the support and the community, and I just really can't see myself with a home base somewhere else, and I know there's a lot of people who feel the same way. Looking forward now, thinking about where the music scene's going, where do you see your role?
Been thinking pretty deeply about it over the last probably year and a half. I spent 3 months away from Kelowna because just needed to clear my head, and sometimes you get a better look at the picture when you step away from it, right?
Yeah, totally.
And it only took 3 months, and I moved back pretty darn quickly. This is a fantastic time to be part of Kelowna, because Kelowna's like taking the steps to grow by leaps and bounds in the next even decade. Like,
yeah, you see it everywhere.
It's out of
the
control.
Buildings going up and the venues popping up and everyone's expanding.
Yeah, and still our tourism is growing. Those times you were talking about, I look back on when it was Wild Sun and Tiger Moon and My Kind of Karma and Floyd Meets Brown and like just a bunch of us buddies that went to each other's shows all the time and like bounced musical ideas off each other all the time. That created in my mind how a music scene should be.
When I first started making music, like, I didn't even like really make music. I would just be at parties and I'd just be freestyling over beats, and like everyone was like, yo man, like you should take the next step, like you should start recording music. And like I started chilling with some people who like recorded music all the time, and they just kind of put me on the mic, and so I just started going. My hope for the crew and like all the boys and stuff, we can all build connections, just like have a good time in the industry, know the right people, be smart with our decisions, and grow the city as much as we can.
The community is just growing, but the nicest thing about it is that at the center is a warm hub of artists that have been doing this for a decade or so, and they're welcoming because there isn't that competition feel. And so if you have the center of something warm and inviting, it can just keep attracting, and then it can keep growing. When some of the kids saw me play the electric guitar and I got off stage, they were like, what? And that was just a moment for me where I was like, oh, this is amazing. Like, they inspired me, I've inspired them, everyone's inspiring each other, and happy to work together.
They call me the DJ dad. They call me that just I've had so many great DJs come in here. I've given lots of DJs their first shot in this venue, and I always want to help and encourage them to grow both as people and as performers. They're all like, yes. I own a restaurant, I feel like I have a million children. There's all sorts of characters that we have coming through Kelowna, and especially through social. We're really inclusive here, and we like to be a big family for everybody, and that definitely means meeting a lot of interesting characters and embracing a lot of characters. Create a home and let people show themselves and be themselves, and hopefully it's a good thing, I guess.
It's just so amazing that you can live in a city with these beautiful lakes and views and mountains and different seasons and friends who are like family, and yet you're really not selling yourself short as a creative. I just think it's such an anomaly and a blessing that we have this type of place to live in. What in Kelowna specifically allows you to have those moments of reflection and self-exploration, I guess?
What was so great for me is being able to have looked back and seen where I've been, being able to know that I've lived on tour buses for 3 months at a time, got to see the entire world, waking up in a new city every single day. It gives you perspective. And when your perspective is Kelowna, the Okanagan, and you get to see all these other places, you realize just how wonderful we have it here, and how this place is, it's a painting. There's a certain vibration in this city that you can't necessarily find anywhere else.
I can't imagine moving my business at this point for many reasons. I think the biggest one is environmental. I love where I live. I love shooting everywhere where I live. I love that I can go 20 minutes in this town and feel like I'm in the middle of nowhere. And that is something that you just can't find in so many places where I have enough of a population and enough of an industry to run a business, but it still has this rural vibe to it that really speaks to me, and the nature and the landscape here is unparalleled.
If we didn't have the community that we have in the arts and culture, the agency would have not succeeded like it does. They are raising wonderful young women and men. We're a small town, but we do have big city ideas, and it helps the agency grow. I also like to say it's something in the water. The climate, climate's great too. We have a beautiful lake to shoot on. We have vineyards to shoot at, orchards. There's just so much surrounding us in Kelowna that, but there's no reason to go anywhere else to do photo shoots.
Cameras and Coffee started in May 2019. It's a place where we meet every 2 weeks and meet other creatives, and we just hang out, geek out, and we just create content at the event, or if you want to meet people and do collaborations outside in Kelowna or on the Okanagan, that's what it's meant to be. I've met so many people who go to UBCO or have just moved here and they don't know anyone. And then they hear about this and they instantly feel like at home because they're with people that want to create.
A big thing as an artist is to maintain your integrity and to be true to what you really want to create. I've found that there's a lot of artists in the Okanagan that have shown they can stick to their style and still thrive as a creative in Kelowna.
It really just stemmed from a place of passion. I think I was feeling really lost and overwhelmed with what direction to head in life. And there was a moment where I was just like, I need to just focus on what I love. And at that point in time, it was collecting vintage things and items and clothing and creating these photo shoots with other local artists. I have always felt really supported in Kelowna. And even after my first move to a big city, I ended up back in Kelowna, and I felt like that was really the right choice. And after a number of years, again, almost feeling like I had outgrown what was going on here, There were times where I considered moving to another big city, and again, after spending time in those other cities, I would just come back to the same conclusion. Wow, like my quality of life would really shift. Therefore, I think my mental and physical health would really shift, and I just wouldn't be in a space to create the way that I would like to and offer what I would like to the world.
Done a couple big murals for 2 prominent breweries. I've done lots of sign paintings for restaurants. I did one for Orchard Room, Okanagan Lifestyle, Sprout Bread and Coffee. I was able to design my first series of skateboards this year for Freeride Board Shop. Lots of things have made me stay here. Mostly the sense of community that I've built, and I just feel really lucky to have worked with the people I've worked with and to be doing my thing in Kelowna. It feels great.
After Hours for me, and the vision behind it is creating and pursuing your passion, like your true dreams after hours, I guess. Like everybody has a day job, more or less. Mine happens to be sort of becoming intertwined with after hours, and at night I find that that's when I work best. A lot of people are noticing Kelowna, and I've had actually a lot of people from like the Netherlands and Australia be like, Kelowna's on my bucket list place to go. And that's really cool because they've only seen it through our perspective, through After Hours, and they've done their research and found out it's a beautiful place to go.
We're in a time where you can be really proud to say that you're from Kelowna. I feel like it's actually starting to be put on the map as far as a creative hub, having artists and different brands and people and creatives and businesses and just all these amazing things coming out of the Okanagan. I'm just really lucky to have been surrounded by all of these like-minded, inspiring people who don't try to bring you down when you have wins or successes, and they really try to embrace you and help you along the way and support you and like what you're doing and share your stuff and just truly want to see you succeed.